This is my weeping cherry tree, and the wind is fierce right now. The storms are coming in. I'm not sure how long it's been budding. They only flower for about a week, and then we're supposed to have a frost, a hard frost, so I need to record this even though it's super windy out here, and I hope you can hear me. The scientific name is Prunus by subhirtella Pendula Plena Rosea. That is a mouthful. So the blooms appear before the leaves, and this tells me that since I have a lot of leaves coming out, that these blooms might have been here a bit longer than when I first spied them. My plant tag says it only gets 15 feet high, but I found it difficult to learn to maintain. Other varieties online indicate they grow to 40 feet tall, which is a huge difference. But this tree is grafted. Trying to get in here so you can see the grafting. So grafting means a shoot of one tree is inserted into the stem of another. So this is a stem. It's getting very large compared to when we first planted it. And you see it's coming out, the other tree, the weeping cherry part, is coming out of that. So I was told when I bought this, I bought it at Sunny Hill, which is a nursery that's no longer in business, but was in business a long time here in Cape Girardeau. And I was told that how it is grafted determines the height, and that mine was grafted at a lower height, so it will stay lower. I was told that the new branches will come out where it's grafted so that they will never be any taller than where it's grafted. Now, as you can see here, I'm glad it's a fine example. I find that new branches grow straight out and up out of where it's grafted. But many of these that are hanging down, I've actually taken a little twine and tied it here, and then tied it around the stump to pull it down till it gets hardened and stays that way. So some of these I might do that way. Now, I did try one time, actually last year, letting them grow and grow, and they got like as tall as the lines up there, and they never weeped. I thought maybe if I let them get weighty enough that they'll start weeping. So my plan is either to bend them down or cut them off. So these branches, they were all the way down to the ground, and I actually kind of like them this way a little better, higher up. But my plan is to kind of see how much they grow per year. So I'm going to kind of take a picture or a mental note or tie something on this and see if they grow 1 feet, 2 feet, and then to cut them off a little bit longer than this, maybe down to here. So if they grow 1 or 2 feet, I am going to take that 1 or 2 feet off and cut them here. This year I don't think they're getting cut except for whatever is coming out of the top. Now, it is taking me a while to learn how to maintain this tree. We've had it several years, but not long enough for me to learn about it. I should have looked it up when I first got it. This grows on last year's wood, so anything that is new wood after this point, like growing right now, like all those shoots growing up, that's where the new flowers are going to be next year. This is much like my forsythia and my bridal's wreath, in that I have to prune it directly after it blooms and not in the winter like you do the rose bushes. I read that these trees are grafted onto the Prunus avium tree, which is a sweet cherry tree. So they're both cherry trees. This tree is an ornamental tree that originates in Japan, and it's a deciduous tree, so it does lose its leaves over the winter. So this has a common name of double Higan weeping cherry. So you have to forgive the beeping noise of the city workers. So I guess this is an umbrella, and each umbrella has 2 to 5 blooms on it. So I'm counting the flowers on this umbrella, and I got 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, 6 if this is considered, or 7, this is considered the same umbrella. Maybe this is a separate umbrella from this. If you look up from underneath, they're just so lovely. Here's one that shows that it's a double flower. I'm not sure how many petals it has. They're just so sweet and delicate, and I love them blowing in the wind. Now I like to catch them like this with my white fence behind them because they make such a beautiful photograph that way. So I've come down from my garden, and I wanted to show you what it looks like from down here on the walkway. I did put an old gate here next to it that I really like. I just leaned it on it. These need to droop down a little more. As I said, I had to cut them back last year to learn how to prune them. Little girlfriend. So coming all the way down here, you can see it's windy, but you can see how it's a great anchor for my garden. Ignore this, we're putting in pipes over here. And I really don't like it when it gets too much taller than the fence. Now the fence is 6 foot. Oh, look at the bird. The birds go in that birdhouse. Oh, see? But they like to hang out on this tree before they go in that birdhouse. But, so this is only 6 foot tall, my fence. So I guess 15 foot would still be quite a distance up, but I'm wanting to keep mine shorter, I guess, than the prescribed height. Today is the next day, and I went out into my garden, and I'm so glad that I videoed yesterday because those flowers are just decimated. We had such high winds and rain that all of the blooms are gone. So I am glad that I went outside to video yesterday, but I realized that some of the spots did not get recorded. I think I hit record when I was actually hitting end. And so I want to fill in some gaps with some more information for you today while we look at a few photos from previous years. So one of the things I had shared yesterday was that I learned a new word. It's pendulous, which describes the branches, which means hanging so as to swing freely. And I think this photo really demonstrates that. I hope my branches are going to grow longer like this and bloom better again, like in the previous years. So pendulous, it just sounds like a joyous word. It makes me think of the word pendulum, so that kind of makes sense. But I just want to call it my pendulous tree. Another thing that I learned is that, I may have said this, the flowers are umbrellas. And I was like, what's an umbrella? That sounds like a fancy flower term. And I couldn't find it. I did find that it's plural for umbrella, and the best definition I can find is that this is an obsolete word for umbrella. The other thing that did not get recorded was that this tree originates in Japan and is an ornamental deciduous tree. But the common name is Higan or Higan. I'm not sure how that is pronounced, but it comes from the word Hoigan, something like that, which is a week-long Buddhist holiday in Japan, celebrated on both the autumnal, which is in September, equinox, and the spring, which is in March, equinox. The changing seasons is a reminder for the Buddhists to change their lives to reach enlightenment. Well, I'm a Christian, not a Buddhist, but I still find that interesting. But the name Higan in Japanese is literally translated to distant shore. I kind of like that. Like I could look at my weeping cherry and think of a distant shore.